Hey, Paul.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Good. So, where were you born?
I was born in Rochester, New York
Rochester. What year?
in 1970.
In 1970.
Mhm.
So, how long did you live in Rochester?
I lived in Rochester for 25 years.
So, your entire life in
My
the same house.
my entire life, and we in the same house. Yep.
Are
Right.
your parents still in is your mom still in the
My
same
mom
house?
is still in the same house.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've had that house for 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was your neighborhood like?
It was a very Italian neighborhood, so that, we had last names like Scarpetti, Ciccarelli, Bovenzi, Diagardi. Except across the street, we had the crazy Scottish people because they ate the worst food we ever heard of. Boiled hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. So if we were outside playing and Jeff McCafferty got called into dinner, we knew it was fine because he'd be back out in 10 minutes. Get called in at 4 o'clock, he'd be out, dinner was over by 4:10. But once one of us got called in, that was it. 6 o'clock at night and dinner lasted 2 hours and, you know.
So, what did you eat that was different than what they ate?
Oh, we'd have veal and peas. We'd have sauce twice a week. Meatballs and spaghetti sauce twice a week. And my mom would always make something. Now, even if it wasn't Italian, it was home cooked,
Yeah.
and it was a meal. You had salad, you had the meal, you had dessert. You sat and you talked and yelled at each other.
So, why did it take 2 hours to eat?
It just took just because we were always talking to each other.
Yeah.
Especially if we had a relative come and visit or something, then we'd have a little wine. We actually did have the wine in the straw. Chianti bottles that, like Martini and Rossi or whatever it was. My mom used to bring in.
Yeah.
I mean, an Italian meal is different than, well, I don't know if it's different than everybody else, but it's.
Oh yeah, it's different. I know because I'm also Italian.
Right,
So.
it was a very, very Italian neighborhood. It's not anymore, but it
Sure.
used to be. Yeah,
So that's interesting. So it's different now.
sure, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any relatives that live near you?
When we grew up, my relatives all lived around in the Italian section of the actual city of Rochester. We grew up in Gates, which was kind of a suburb. And then, for some reason, my generation, when we were born, we all kind of moved away from Rochester. Rochester was pretty blue collar, and then the unions left Rochester, and there weren't many jobs. So, my generation, my brothers and sisters, my cousins, they all kind of moved away, and then a lot of their parents moved out to be with them. So right now in Rochester, just my mom is pretty much the last of her siblings that still kind of live there
Yeah.
in Rochester. So
Okay. Do you have any relatives that live near you now, or are they in other states?
no, everyone's in other states.
Yeah.
New York State, California. Got cousins in Colorado and in Chicago. We everywhere.
So all across the
Montana,
country?
all across the United States. I've got a cousin who lives in Sweden.
Oh,
So
I was going to ask you, do you
he
have any
married
relatives?
he married a Swedish girl and he lives out there.
So he actually married someone from Sweden and moved to Sweden.
Last time I talked to him, he said that he actually thinks in Swedish now, or whatever
With the language.
the language.
Yeah, right.
That's how ignorant I am. Ignorant American. I have no idea if it's Swedish or what they speak. So anyway, he's completely assimilated into that country. So
And any other countries? Like anybody still in Italy?
I have living relatives in Italy, but nobody that I've ever met.
Okay.
But I know that they're still there. So
Okay. Have you ever traveled to another country?
I've been to Italy.
Yeah.
I've been to Mexico.
Uh-huh.
And when I was in Italy, I didn't see any. It just was a tourist thing. I didn't
Right.
meet any family members or anything like that.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.